Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my man, fresh off of a subway water shower, Zach Elias.
Subway water shower. Disgusting. It's not as bad as, Bella Delaphone's bath water, but it's bad.
We'll get to Bella Delaphone or whatever you want to
Whatever
call her.
her name is. The kitty years.
Yeah. What's going on, dude?
Not so much. You're looking at it. It's the snowstorm of the century, so I haven't been out much recently, so I haven't been, as perceptive as I'd like to be, but I did go out for you today. I
Oh,
went out
about
'cause
time.
I know, because I knew I'd be out of beer because I drink like two a week for this, and I was on my sixth last night. So, nevertheless, I braved it to go to the store to buy beers today for you. I was considering just opening like a bottle of wine and calling it a day, but that seemed a bit much. And then I went out to go sledding with my kid, which was fun. Just pushing her down a hill as fast as I can. Some kid said to her today, last one down's a rotten egg. Oh my God, she set the land speed record. I just sent her flying. Like, she torched this rotten egg kid. You're going to call it my daughter and say rotten egg? It was like the Christmas Vacation.
She's your daughter. She's your daughter.
Right. But I got to give her a push too. This kid was sort of on his own, so she cheated, but nevertheless, she won. It's only cheating if you get caught. Tell it to Barry Bonds.
Who still is not in the Hall of Fame.
Good. No, I like Bonds, but nobody should be in the Hall of Fame this year. I'm happy that Schilling didn't get in.
Stop it. I disagree.
He's not
Schilling,
a Hall of Fame.
Yes, he was. He was very dominant, but we don't have to get into this. So we have something special planned for everybody today because we have somebody backstage who will be releasing the Kraken of their beers with us, but we'll be bringing them on for trivia later. I guess will remain a surprise for now. But just to give you a hint, I am wearing my Purple Power softball t-shirt. I don't know if you can see my man Prince in the middle of that, but that's why I'm wearing this in honor.
In honor of Prince?
In honor of... Yeah, somebody made these shirts for softball. They were terrible.
Prince is backstage, by the way. He didn't really die. He's been waiting in the green room this whole time for this show.
Did you see the video when they were like walking around his house and it was released where you can see his like dead legs from behind a wall?
Yeah.
That is a lot. That's a lot.
It was a tad much.
It was a bit much. Anyways, Zach, I cannot wait to hear what you're drinking.
So I am drinking, and so I went to the store as I do, and I buy my six. So this will probably last me for a month. I'm sorry, I don't live near a Whole Foods. I'm not fancy like you. Or a Barzini market. I live up in the Heights. We got the one supermarket. I've got a 5 Boroughs hoppy lager because I'm a lager guy, and I always have been. And everyone always gives me shit. All these pretentious IPA people, you and Eric. Oh, it's not hoppy enough. So this shit better be super hoppy. I like my lager. I'm like a Beechwood aged and from America. Let's go. So let's see what this thing is. What are you drinking?
I've been to the Budweiser factory.
Aging even is. It's just like sticks into the.
That's exactly what it is. So at the Budweiser factory, when they take you on the tour, St. Louis.
Me too. I almost got thrown out actually, but that's besides the point.
Well, basically all the beer comes through this funnel, and then half of it goes into a container where they literally throw pieces of beechwood into it for the beechwood aging process. And the beer that doesn't go into there, Busch beer.
That sounds about right. Meanwhile, beechwood aging is just literally the mulch from outside. It's just pieces of sticks.
I remember they were like, "Oh, do you guys want some beechwood?" I was like, "No, what the hell do I want this for?" But I was just dumbfounded that is the difference between Busch and Budweiser. Just one has pieces of wood.
Yeah, it's shit, Busch. No, who buys a Busch beer? Who goes into the beer store, sees a wall of beer, and rolls out with Busch? Nobody.
They have cloths that they put on when they come out after it, and then they go to their meetings.
That's a clan thing? Busch is a clan thing?
Absolutely. It's such a Southern beer.
I don't cross the Mason-Dixon line, and I definitely don't go to like Baltimore where they got the clan. Why is Busch a clan thing?
It's just a very like NASCAR South Southern. It's not like Yeah, like Joanne's commenting. Like, yeah, it's a college kids. You buy a 30 rack for like $14. Keystone, Natty. It's the same crap.
Right. We were a Milwaukee's best. We were a Beast House. But
Beast was the worst. Beast is my one. No way.
Beast is bad. Beast Light is bad but tolerable. Beast Ice. undrinkable. Honestly, you might as well just drink paint thinner.
Yeah,
It
it's pretty
gets
bad.
in the same place.
When I first got into Maryland, it was like going down to frat row. We're like, oh, let's let all these kids in. I know what I said. And yeah, they were just giving us beast and whatever. It was horrible.
It's rough. But
Yeah.
I remember you had a guest one time who was something about Ginny's Cream Ale, and it was like this whole thing. We used to give our pledges Ginny's Cream Ale that was sitting in a bathtub for like 7 hours of warm. It was awful. We made it up nice and warm for you.
Oh,
It's bad.
that's terrible. So
Anyway, what are you drinking there?
my beer, I've actually been holding out because when I went down to Maryland, God, months ago, it was probably over the summer last year, I got 2 beers. One for our guest because it's one of his favorite beers, and I've been holding out for when he would come on this show. It is the Honor Brewing Company, Brew Great Beer, Honor American Heroes, Cherry Wheat Beer. And if you know our special guest today, that is their favorite type of beer. So,
Really? That's his favorite type of beer?
I mean, it's very high up there. Anyways,
What time did you
Zach,
get back in Boys Town?
special guest, release the Kraken. Boop. There it is.
See how hoppy this thing is.
Yamas.
That's hoppy. Yamas. Yeah, it's okay. It feels like they're trying a little too hard.
What's the IBU on it? Like, how bitter is it?
The IBU?
Yeah, the International Bitterness Unit.
I don't fucking know. It's a 7.
So are you.
I have no idea what the IBU is. What's your IBU?
I'm very bitter, so probably a lot.
What do they rank the IBU scale out of? I keep on saying IBU.
It's like 0 to a lot. Yeah.
0 to a lot. 0 to Larry David. Is that what it?
I'll look it up. So, Zach, we were talking a little bit today. And
I don't know if I hate this or love this. Or it's a solid 5. It's all right.
I'll give you a solid 5.
I'm sure you will. But you have to do it twice at 2.5.
So a lot of stuff has been going on. Zach, you were like, we have to talk about the whole Mickey Callaway situation. And I just said to you flat out, I saw the headline. I have no idea what's happening.
I mean, the Mets need someone in HR to handle their hiring. They need to clean house there and get someone new because they can't keep their pants on in that organization.
Hey-o!
Hey-o is right. First, Jared Porter sending pictures of his schwanz. That Mickey Callaway, while he was with the Mets, and now he's suspended from the Angels, apparently he sexually harassed 5 different female reporters on it. Yeah, 5's too many. 4 you could let it slide in Major League Baseball. 5's too many.
Olfactory effervescent pontification.
Unwanted advances was the term.
And isn't he like a creepy old guy? Like
that's Terry. Mickey Callaway's a guy. He's a decent-looking guy. He has a beard.
He's a guy. He's got eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Yeah.
Exactly. He's a guy. Now you think of Terry Collins, who I don't know how he keeps in his pants, but it's not rocket science. Coach the game. Keep it in your pants. That's the job. It's who's screening these people?
Yeah, it's not looking like it's good for your team, but as one of our friends loves to joke, can't get worse as a Ravens fan, my friend. It's like if somebody gets arrested for something or does something, it's like it probably is a Raven. It really is.
Yeah, maybe it is, but your team wins Super Bowls. My team doesn't win. Super Bowls plural. We take our dicks out and we haven't won since '80s. So there's nothing good there.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough for you guys, but I think the Mets are slowly starting to turn it around.
Not slow. We got Uncle Steve. He's freewheel and free spending.
Great segue into Uncle Stevie, who is no longer a part of the Twitter universe. You know, we talked about it briefly last week. Have you been following more of the stonks of the Reddit takeover? Have you been getting
quick on Callaway? He said that if the reporters would get drunk with him, he would give them Mets info. That was his move. Get drunk with me, and I'll tell you about the team. Real class act.
I like it.
Yeah, but go on. Your Reddit. Did you actually buy AMC? You said you were going to.
I dabble. But anyways, have you been following any of it? Because I'm
all of it. I've been home all day for days.
Oh my god!
Watches the news.
Oh my god! But I very rarely wake up in the morning and like turn on CNBC because I'm like, I want to watch the opening bell type of thing. I have been fucking glued to the television watching this, and I have just been loving what's been going on. And the more I understand it, it is absolute fuckery. Like, it is the most corrupt shit that's ever happened that I've ever heard about.
Same thing. There's really no difference between that and point shaving in like college basketball.
That's exactly what it is.
You're getting together and you're shaving points. You're picking a dog stock that is ready to die organically. making it worth like what Amazon's worth, and then when you all dump, it's pump and dump. It's gonna be.
It's absolutely a pump and dump, but I'm talking more about the way
Oh
that
God, that's gonna be the name of this episode. Bougie Daddy Pump and Dump.
love it.
Ew.
But the way that the hedge funds are manipulating the market and all I mean, I don't want to get into like the short ladders and the naked shorts and all this stuff. It's just been absolutely perplexing. And I've been following this so much. I've never used Twitter so much to watch all the stuff. And, I'm a big like Barstool Portnoy fan who I don't know if you heard, like he has been like on the front line going on every news network that would listen to him, how screw these people, sold today, all his whole position and everything. So like a real asshole, he's like, I'm taking my $700,000 loss and going home. Like a real asshole. It's like diamond hands. It was one of those things like
he took a bath, he didn't make money on it.
he took a huge bath, but his point was, I'll watch this go to zero before I sell just to do whatever. And he sold everything, which is like, wow, that was very interesting. But where I'm going with this, Zach, is the opening bell yesterday, they teased me right off the bat with, and later we'll have Ja Rule on to talk about his thoughts on this, because he's a part of this, is right.
Yeah.
And of course, you shouldn't be taking your advice from Ja Rule, because that's the guy you saw the Fire Festival stuff, right?
No.
You haven't seen either of those documentaries? There was like one on Netflix, one on, I think Amazon was the other one. You haven't seen either of them?
I think we watch very different things. I've got a 6-year-old. Not
Oh
watching
my God.
Ja Rule
This
documentaries.
is
I'm watching The Masked everything.
This is 2 years ago. Fire Festival, FYRE, I think is what it's spelled. It is high comedy about what they did to the influencers of the internet. Zach, you're welcome.
Right.
You're welcome.
I gotta finish Peaky Blinders first, then I'll get to Ja Rule.
How's that coming? You loving it?
I'm liking it. Yeah. Hulu? I'm not. No, I like it. It's good.
Hulu. So that's good. I'll send you a link. So I'm sitting there the other day waiting for Ja Rule, and don't ask why. I wanted to hear what he had to say, and I had one of those like, I'm so glad I was in my room by myself. I made the most racist thought in the world. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally and I have it on mute because I'm not really listening. I don't care what they're saying. They bring on, wow, Ja Rule has put himself together. He was clean shaven, good lighting, suit and tie, and now I take it off and he sounded completely different. I was like, wow, Ja Rule is really, really different. And it was some other like random black guys like, and now we're going to bring on Ja Rule. And I was like, oh, that is not Ja Rule.
Oh, I thought you were going to make the comment because he was late. Yeah.
No, but I was just in there like, oh my God, I'm horrible. Like, because I didn't think that's what Ja Rule was, but they had been teasing it.
Don't worry. He thinks that you and I look exactly the same and all Jewish people look the same. So it's all good.
God.
Don't worry about it.
That happened to me last week. I was debating on telling this story. I went to Popeyes for lunch one of the days, and right ahead of me was a group of like 5 or 6, young teenage kids who were at high school or whatever they were doing. And mind you, they all have their masks on. They were all 5'7", skinny white kids. They have their hats on, their hoodies, and one of them orders, the next one orders, then the other guy goes over there, and then the little Asian woman behind the counter is like, oh God, and then she just mumbles to herself, they all look the same. I was like, Jesus, lady, that was a little aggressive, but the moment was there. Anyways, I have nothing interesting to say about Ja Rule other than went to a bachelor party 10 years ago. My buddy Matt, who sometimes jumps on these, where it was like day 2, day 3 of the bachelor party where everything's starting to wind down. And sure enough, it's like, oh no, somebody hooked us up. Like he knew somebody who was married to somebody that owned the nightclub at Caesars. It was called Light at the time. And I remember with everything in my being like, oh my God, I do not want to go to this nightclub tonight. I'm so tired. And sure enough, it's 11:30. Let's take some 5-hour energy rally because Ja Rule is going to be performing at this nightclub. We show up at the nightclub at like midnight. It is
no way you showed up.
1 million people outside of it. And we're just like, okay, so we can't even get in. And somebody goes, no, we're like on the list. We have a VIP section. So somebody weasels up to the front of the line and they're like, hi, we're here, Schechter party of 10. Like the fucking Red Sea, all these people clear out. The bouncers clear it out, and you see 10 little Jews walking through this line. One of my buddies turns to me and goes, this is the coolest moment of my life. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to have a bigger moment than this. And we went inside. They put us in the VP lounge. Finally, at like 1 a.m., Ja shows up, bombed, sang his 4 hit songs, and just kept on yelling, Brooklyn, make some noise, Brooklyn. Somebody passes out in our VIP section. They kick us all out. We leave with a huge tab. We paid that, of course. And Ja Rule. Yeah, that happened.
Nice. Should have gotten Ja to pay your tab. He's got plenty of money.
No, watch Fire Festival. He does not have a lot of money. So the other thing that happened to me
What's that called, by the way?
So Meanwhile, my internet so far has been pretty good. I switched
mean,
out. I had one little
frozen little at
trip
the
up.
beginning. Yeah, it happens.
I got a new router, and you know the routers these days, they've gotten away from those like crazy names. Now it's like, what used to be like uppercase, lowercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. Now they've gotten to the point where it's like 2 words. My 2 words plus letters. Sorry, my 2 words plus numbers. Grumpy seed.
Mine is modern plum.
I was offended by grumpy seed.
You are a grumpy seed. They know you. I'm a modern plum. Very modern plum.
Speaking of being offended, you said you were offended by one of the videos that I made this past weekend. Do you want to elaborate?
I'm not offended. I just didn't. I thought your verbiage was wrong. So what's her name? Delafin.
Close enough. Go on.
Yeah, the little pixie who did the bathwater thing. She sold her bathwater. She's got the cat ears and the pink hair, and she's like gamer sort of. You called her a porn star.
She is a porn star.
She is not a porn star. I did the research. I don't come to these things unprepared. I show up ready to go.
Okay.
I show up in the know. She did 2 videos of penetration. That is hardly a star in my book.
Which one did you see? Because did you see the one with the teddy bear?
Those records are closed. But that's not a star. Star has got to at least have 10 videos, 10 shoots.
That's first of all, porn star is a dying breed these days. Nowadays, the porn star is the guy who you can't even see just holding the camera. Like,
fine, whatever. I think a star is not born with her. She's a aspiring actress.
She's a name and making 1.2 milli a month, sir. That's a porn
not
star.
Off of her porn, off of her bathwater.
And her pictures on OnlyFans.
You told me you sent cock pics out there. You're as much of a star as she is.
Definitely not true.
Well, you're not getting paid for it. You're not taking your bathwater. But I'm not sure she's a star. I think that she's an actress at best.
Speaking of
a participant, I wouldn't call her an actress. She didn't actually do much acting. She really just sort of participated.
She just took it, as far as the one I saw.
Yeah, she just showed up for the dance.
The best
showed up for the check.
If you would have seen how many people were commenting, like, because I made a joke like, "Oh, it's probably an eyelash in the jar," and I had some people go, they were like, "That's not an eyelash." I said, "No, I did my research. That she is hairless. Eyebrows and eyelashes
from the eyebrows down. She's totally."
Yeah. So you said something about pictures. Julia had a one-liner tonight. We were talking earlier, and I won't name names, but she was telling me that she has a friend that sent out her first hoo-ha pic.
Really?
And it was like, oh my God, I don't even want to know this. And then tonight we're talking, I said to her, "Hey, so whatever happened with that hoo-ha pic that your friend sent out?" She said, "What do you mean? Like, you think you can find it online now?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And Julia goes, "You can't reverse image search somebody's like dick pic or cooter shot." And I said, "We are not far away from that." And she's like, "What?" I was like, "I'm just saying, how far away before we're like, oh, you could hear a voice or you could see a pube or something and be like, and Zach Elias right there."
I'm like a seal. I'm just all smooth. But actually, I'm totally not. It's like I'm wearing 2 sweaters.
I'm just saying, for Julia, reverse image shirt of a dick pic, I was laughing very hard.
It's not bad. So, Julia, who is this mystery woman and her mystery snatch?
You definitely do not want to know.
I absolutely want to know. And the more gross and freak showy it is, I'm into it. I watched, well, rest in peace, but I watched the Screech porno just to see what he was into. And
wait, you watched it when?
Like when it came out.
What's it called?
I was hip. It's just
Postmortem?
Just Google Screech porno. It's not rocket science. You don't need.
I'm out. I know exactly what it is, and I've also seen it. I'm just curious.
It's like I'm your childhood. It's hard. The speaking portions of it are unlistenable.
Oh my God! When he's like, "Ooh, we're gonna do this today," he's so creepy. But
so creepy.
So
deceased.
Obviously he passed away. I was not sad about that for many reasons. One, I didn't think Saved by the Bell was the end all be all. But
it's
two,
a very good show.
Between those, by the way, those porn videos that he made back in the day where he like set up a whole camera, he was a creep.
Oh, total creep.
Yeah. And then he had that, he's like tried to stab somebody a couple years ago and got some jail time. Like,
that'll happen.
I'm not saying good riddance, but like, of course, I feel bad.
Tough go of it.
I feel bad with his first family. That's where I'm like, his brother obviously being a famous Beastie Boy and like his parents, but like, I thought he was a really big creep.
Yeah, he was a creep. So what? Think it would tell me Lark Voorhees is doing any better?
Her pictures are a little blown out of proportion, but no, she's having a rough go.
Right. So they
You
can't
know,
hold the AC Slater.
who's killing it? Obviously Slater. Your boy Paul Gosselaar. He is like, what's he on Mixed-ish? He's the father on that show.
I don't know what a lot of those words mean.
The guy who
Mixed
played
ish.
Mixed-ish.
Oh, like the Blackish, but for white people.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's the
isn't that
father.
just, isn't that just like Mr. Belvedere, Blackish for white people? I mean, hasn't that show been made since forever? But he's on that. Good for him.
Yeah. So, all right, Zach, are we ready to move on? Have a trivia night?
Sure.
All right. Well, representing Purple Power, coming in from backstage, one of our loyal
Wait,
listeners.
Samantha didn't know that Mike D was his brother? What do you think
Amanda-
the D stands for? Diamond.
Amanda could probably not name 5 Beastie Boys songs. Welcome, Michael Bonifacius. What's up, Mike?
How's it going?
It's going so good. Thanks for coming, sir. I'm drinking my cherry wheat for you. I hope you picked up on that.
I'm drinking my 5 Boroughs hoppy lager. It's okay.
Zach, did you want to call him out for his love of cherry wheat? Because he'll defend it. He really will.
I mean, I'd like to hear the story. It's not something that most, heterosexual men,
Wait. Cherry wheat is not that heterosexual.
Yes, it is. Go on.
All right, it's very simple.
Well, anything wheat is not the best you're gonna have. Most guys
Blue
don't go for
Moon,
that.
those are wheat beers. Those
Yeah,
aren't-
that's like, you're not selling it anymore. You're not
Cold snap.
helping your case.
He likes it. There's nothing
Shop top, the whole
wrong with
bit.
that. So tonight for trivia, now I heard something.
Wait, stop. I want to hear about the cherry wheat. We'll get the cherry
That's
wheat.
it. He says he likes wheat beer. What else do you want?
What he's got to say.
It was simple. We would go on trips. No one else would drink it, so I would buy it because it was guaranteed to go to myself.
Yep.
It's that simple.
All 6.
We would go to a house. We would buy 100 beers. I'd make sure 12 of them were cherry wheat, and I would get to drink all 12 of them.
So just so you could bogart the beer. That's not too stupid, actually.
No, you get something you like that you know nobody else is going to touch.
No one else will drink it. Yeah, just
That's
like
smart.
that.
Yeah, or you could just lick all of them. And, one of those guys.
Well,
and
this
then
is
you get all
pre-COVID,
12.
so it wouldn't have mattered at that point.
COVID, yeah. One sneeze will clear out a subway car. You're like not allowed to have a cold anymore. You sneeze, the place just scatters.
Did you hear that? Theo Vaughn, a famous comedian, he was on Road Rules. He had a great one-liner. He said, coughing is the new N-word. Like you offend people very quickly. It's not my joke. I heard that. I was like, that's fantastic. That is really, really funny. So, as far as trivia, I heard something interesting because with Sunday coming up is the big game. The big game. Did you know you cannot call it the Super Bowl in like any type of proprietary reasoning?
What? Why not?
Wayne's World taught me that this weekend.
Yeah. You can't say the same thing with the Olympics. You can't say like official Olympics this or like, have you ever noticed like this Sunday for the big game, if you want to have this, I didn't know that, but like we're not making any money. Yeah. So we are going to be doing, fuck them, Super Bowl trivia. So
everything in me hopes the NFL sues you.
Yeah. They can, what are they going to take? My boom stand?
Yeah. And your AMC stock for whatever that's worth.
Not a lot. All right. So we're not going to write anything down. We're just going to be going kind of unofficially back and forth where I will let Mike always have Mike and he'll go first, give him a chance to
from my Bitcoin, which I sold some of.
Question number 1. 4 current NFL teams have never appeared in a Super Bowl. 4. Mike, can you name one?
The Lions.
That is correct. Zach, can you name one?
The Jaguars.
That is correct. Mike, I need one more of the remaining 2. There's going to be like
Browns.
The Browns is correct. And Zach Elias.
Texans.
And the Texans. Very good, guys. Nice.
Coming to play.
Very nice.
I'm not fucking around.
Question number 2. I'll let Zach answer this first, and then Mike is going to have a chance to steal. TB12,
Ravens.
as I like to call him, Tom Brady, has won 4 Super Bowl MVPs. A bunch of other players have won 2, but only one person has won 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Zach?
3 Super Bowl MVPs. Montana, I would say.
Mike?
Is that wrong, or is he just...
Aikman?
I'm sorry. It may or may not be right. I'm giving Mike a chance. You can say Montana or you can pick somebody else. Mike?
Aikman?
Correct answer is Joe Montana.
Boom.
All right, 2-1
There it
Zach.
is.
Number 3, name the team that has won the most Super Bowls. We'll start with Mike first. The most Super Bowls.
I'm pretty sure isn't this a tie or no?
One team has more than the rest of
All
it.
right, then I'm gonna go Patriots.
Patriots, Zach Elias.
Patriots.
Correct answer is with 7 Super Bowl wins, the America's team, Dallas Cowboys. Patriots have
Really?
6. I think the Steelers have 6.
The Steelers have 6 too. I didn't
Steelers
realize.
have 6 also.
Yeah, Dallas. Wow, look at that. Both of you are dumb. Okay, we'll start with Zach this time. Zach, name the city that's hosted the most Super Bowls.
Hosted the most Super Bowls.
I need a city.
I'm gonna say Miami.
Michael?
I mean, it's got to be one of the warm ones. So it's either. I'll go Miami too, even though.
Correct answer with 11 Super Bowls is Miami. Very good.
Boom.
Good job.
Used to be there like every year back in the day.
Yeah, pretty much. It was last year too. So
Like 3 warm weather stadiums that they rotate through.
Yeah, and anything goes, so you can go nuts in Miami.
Question number 5. There will be a bonus question. Question number 5. There have been safeties, obviously, in the Super Bowl, Mike having been a spectator at one. How many safeties have happened in Super Bowl history? So whoever gets closest.
Okay.
And whose turn is this? I think this is Zach's turn to go first.
No, I just went first in Miami.
Okay, then Mike goes first.
5.
5 safeties, and
I
Zach.
could be the dick and say 6, but I was actually going to say 7.
Correct answer is 9 safeties.
9 times.
9 times. Keeping in mind, safeties happened the first play of the game like twice in the last 5 years, and the last play of the game in the Ravens 49ers Super Bowl. It was the last place. Okay. And last one for extra credit. Can you name the Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 47?
Super
Was
Bowl.
that 8 years ago?
So I think this year is 55. So it's Super Bowl 47.
I'm going to say Ray Lewis.
Mike?
I mean, I assume it has to be a Baltimore person. Flacco? I don't know.
Correct answer is January Joe Flacco. Yeah, obviously, it's a Ravens player, and 47 years ago. Yeah, very good. So I wasn't keeping track, but I'm pretty sure Mike won, or at least he gets.
We tied, I think.
No, the last one was worth 5 points. I forgot to tell you that.
Bananas. The Ravens was 5 points, a 5-pointer, then he won. Mazel tov. Enjoy your Ravens Super Bowl win.
All right. Well, that was trivia.
That was delightful.
Mike Bonifacius, anything closing words you want to say to the show as a loyal listener of every podcast I'm on?
No. This is probably not your best podcast. I think I like your other ones better. But
thank you very much, Mike. Before you go, because Zach doesn't care, who is your favorite couple on 90 Day Fiance this season?
Man. I mean, the New Orleans couple are probably the ones that have the most drama, I would say.
So you like Jovi and Yara?
Yeah. I think this one was a little rough of an episode, but they're probably the most interesting of things going on.
And who's your least
favorite?
The
ones are idiots. They're like, I came from a city, and you brought me into the middle of nowhere, and you expect me to live here. On a farm, out in the forest where I'm going to die from, murderers. Like,
this is the show where people bring someone from. This is the show people bring someone from Chechnya to marry them, and you both watch this shit.
It's you missing out. Like, this is a Fire Festival thing. Like, you're the dummy who doesn't watch the show. It's the best.
All right. Jenna, we are watching the 90 Day Fiancés.
You can't start now. It's episode 10 this week.
So fine. Tell me when the next season starts. Julia, get on that. Have your people call my people. Julia, call Jenna.
I'll do you one better. If you want to catch up on this season, there's a great podcast. It's called Love Is Out There Podcast, hosted by Julia Muggy and Dr. Alan Snyder.
That really seems like a to-do. It's
a whole to-do. It's a whole to-do.
But next season, when it starts up again, I'll be hip from the beginning.
All right, I will tell you when it is. The problem is that sometimes they bring in couples that have already been on seasons before.
I think I'll catch up.
But like this current season, there is a guy who went to the Philippines and got a girlfriend, brought her back. I mean, the story's more complicated, but
Dude, we've all been there.
she wants a girlfriend. And he's like, that sounds great. So this past
great.
episode, they went online and they went girl shopping for her, aka for them.
We've all been there.
He's 100% gay.
She is 100%. She said, I want a best friend, a sister, and a lover. That was her 3 criteria.
Cool. Good for her.
No, this is one of those shows that, like, you not watching. Now, granted, there was, like, so many things going on, and there's so many spinoffs, but, like, it is high comedy.
Next season, I will dust off my cherry wheat. I will watch your 90 Day Fiancé. I'll flame up with the two of you. Let's do it. We'll all go to Chelsea together, and we'll watch, because hopefully Corona will be over. I will meet you at the Stonewall, and we'll watch this show.
Wow. Absolutely terrible. Although I just got to the episode in Big Mouth where the Andrew Reynolds guy is like trying to give everybody hand jobs. He's great. What's it? Aiden? Is it? Aiden's the boyfriend. I forget his actual name, but it's great. It's absolutely great. All right. Well, Mike, thanks for joining. We are going to let you go. Get back to your whatever you're drinking. I didn't ask you, but I'm drinking
an Abby's wheat.
Cherry Dubell.
Yes. All right.
Better than cherry wheat.
Letting Mike go. Zach, closing remarks. You wanted to talk about Jewish women with lasers?
No, not Jewish women with lasers. I said I've been watching a ton of news, so all I hear is about the Marjorie Taylor Greene, although I keep calling her Marjorie Taylor Thomas.
MTT?
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, she's bananas, batshit crazy. Although I don't hate, like she said that the California wildfires are caused by Jewish lasers. She's on to us. I don't hate the idea of Jewish lasers. It sounds like Star Wars, but like for Jews.
Why is the anti-Semite thing the only thing you can get away with these days? Like, Nick Cannon got his show back and he's going back to like life as before.
Why can you only get away with anti-Semitism?
Yeah.
Have you seen the two of us? Like I said, you watch it for 10 minutes, you'll hate Jews too? Yeah, because we're a lot. We're a lot. And what are we really going to do? I'm not going to fight you. I'll ruin your credit at best. I'm not going to punch someone in the face. I'm not going to beat people up. What do we have to be intimidating about? You can make fun of us all you want. And hate us because you ain't us. That kind of thing.
Hate us because you ain't us.
Anus, something like that. Yeah, I watched the cold open already. It's Amanda. She's really timely. It wasn't very good.
I was talking about this with somebody the other day.
This episode was unwatchable this weekend.
Unwatchably bad. It was. Even the weekend update, it was horrible.
Yeah, horrible. The only funny part was the Fran Lebowitz thing, which made me laugh because we just watched that show.
I haven't seen the show.
The show's good. We just finished the show, and Boateng was funny. The subway thing was chuckles, amusing. The rest, unwatchable. If that was the first episode I ever saw, I would never watch another episode again.
People keep saying, like, why does people like it? I was like, I don't know. I'm not enjoying it anymore. Like, it is really rough. And I'm trying to see the genius in it right now. I'm, like, looking at it with different eyes. No, like, just to write a sketch is hard, and I'm trying to learn about joke writing a little bit better.
Not my problem. They're pros.
It's bad. Even, like, the whole with Kate McKinnon playing herself and Pete Davidson just, I don't know what his end game is.
The only funny thing Pete Davidson did recently is when Chappelle said, look at Pete Davidson's lips, and he spit out his teeth. When Chappelle broke character and railed on it was great. Yeah. But other than that, this episode was unwatchable. I have a 6-year-old and it's a pandemic, so I'm not out doing anything. So I'm going to watch because where the hell else am I going to be on a Saturday night?
Right. But I don't go back to it. Like, I watch it basically Saturday nights until the weekend update, then go to bed. If it's bad, I don't watch the rest of it. I'm like,
I DVR it. I'll watch it the next day. I do. I usually go after weekend update too. Or I'll watch a Bella Delphine video and then go to bed. You got to go to bed happy. But nevertheless, what's her actual real name? Someone hit us up in the chat.
I think it's Belle Delphine.
Speaking of in the chat, when you asked like, oh, how do you escalate a fight? Hit me up. Does anybody ever actually hit you up? Or what's your favorite one of these?
Yeah,
they do?
Sometimes. Just I very rarely like write it down, or I'll just somebody says something interesting. I'll be like,
But people do heed your call to action?
Some. Less than you'd think, but more than none.
Not less than I think.
I mean, if it like we didn't get a chance to rail on Mike for the Queen of Scream, aka his wife, but like I woke up with a page of why I am an idiot for not saying Goosebumps.
That's a bit much. I mean,
not Goosebumps. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
The Queen of Scream is a pretty good nickname if you're the husband. It sounds like you're getting the job done. But
she's very pregnant and about to have another kid, so yeah, very much so.
Mazel. How about the two of them? But I was wondering if people ever like hit you up in the chat, like, "Hey, this is what I say to escalate a fight," or "This is how I kick some ass."
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Oh, speaking of quick, I have a friend who's from like one of those shithole towns outside of Boston, like not Sharon or one of that
Chatham.
rich. Yeah, no, not one, not even one of those. Not a
Is
waspy
it
one.
a Chester?
It's essentially like Goodwill Hunting.
Worcester.
Yeah, and literally there, I went to go visit. He's from Quincy, actually, and me and some of his New York friends went to go visit him one time up there. They'd never seen anything like me before. Every single one of his friends who were at the time in their mid-30s still get into fights regularly at bars. They all have their own like one-liner that they're gonna say to people before the fight happens, and some of them were really good. One guy goes, "Hey, you want a righty, good nighty?" and he holds up his left hand. That gets you thinking. But the best one by far, and some of them are terrible, the best one, the guy looks you dead in the eye and goes, "Wherever you have to be tomorrow, I don't." And then you start thinking, you start thinking about your schedule. Oh God, I have that meeting on Tuesday. I can show with a black guy. This guy like, doesn't work a day in his life. He doesn't care if he gets all messed up. That's terrifying to hear.
That's good.
That's when you just walk away. You know what? Take my seat. You got me. I'm out.
Take my wife. No, seriously. Take my wife.
Exactly.
All right,
Hey,
people.
I told my friend I got a pair of golf clubs from my wife. My friend said, "Good trade." Hey yo. Doesn't get old. Rodney's the best.
It's very good. All right, Zach, we're wrapping this puppy up.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody who's listening to this. Make sure you're leaving us a rate, review, subscribe, comment. Daddy loves you.
We all love you. There's a lot of love in this house.
Pump and Dump loves you. We out.
Ew.